Hi, I'm Daphne Avalon, professional stunt woman, action actress, and your host for the Blue 8 action tutorial here at MTT. Being a part of the Blue Crew has introduced me to so many unique skill sets and practices that allow me to excel at my craft. I am so excited to share these teachings with you and to introduce you to the master teachers and action specialists at our group. Today, you'll be meeting our head stunt coordinator, lead rigger, and up-and-coming action director here at Blue 8, Kyle Weishar. With tons of experience in network television and feature films, Kyle is full of vital information for actors looking to get into action. Let's get started.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle Weishar and welcome to the stunt tutorial. First, to understand why it is that we do what we do today, let's take a look back. Back in the Western days, in the John Wayne days, when they were in these fight scenes, they actually would hit each other. They'd make contact. Now obviously you can't hit your lead actor because then he's going to have bruises you have to cover up. And so if you watch these old films, you'll actually see John Wayne and the other stars would never actually get hit in the face. They're always blocking and taking a bunch of hits to the arms, while the stunt guys who would come in for $50 literally get hit in the face. Now that leads to a couple problems, obviously, where you've got a lead actor who's getting punched, time after time, take after take for an entire day. Well, by the end of it, they couldn't lift their arms up anymore. So a lot of times that would lead to a delay in production because they would literally have to stop the day because John Wayne couldn't hold his arms up anymore from how many punches he'd take in the arms. So fortunately, that led to some new developments and some new techniques that not only, one, kept the performer safe, but two, led to some really great action and some really good fight choreography. So that's what we're going to take a look at today, to see those principles and see those techniques. So hopefully you can implement them and keep yourself safe and make yourself look good. So for the purpose of our demonstration, we have our good friend Chase here, who I'm sure you're going to see in a couple of videos later on. But he's going to be our person getting hit, and Daphne, our lovely host, is going to be the one knocking Chase's lights out. So for the purpose of this demonstration, we have the golden thread between Chase's face and our film camera. So in order for this punch to work, she has to cross that thread, and that thread even extends out in front. So even though she's going to be punching on the back side of him, that thread continues on out into space. She doesn't have to be in between him and the camera. And over here we have our camera that's actually going to reveal the fact that she's got a good amount of distance between her fist and his face, but it still works for that camera. So places, and action. Boom, perfect. So now over here we've seen that it actually works for this angle, but obviously over here on this angle it doesn't work. So this is one where you got to have somebody who knows, one, how to set up camera angles, and two, you have to have performers who know where to sell their punches and where to line up for them all to work. Okay, so now that you guys all know the theory of the golden thread, let's break down that action into its individual parts of the punch and the reaction. The first part, the punch, starts off with a prep. She starts off in her fighting pose, goes in to start to throw the punch with a little bit of a visual reminder to her partner what's about to happen, and she goes into the action with a nice good line. Comes across, makes contacts, finishes with the follow through, and comes back into her stance, which would then either be the move that's going to happen next or just back into a ready position because who knows what's going to happen next. Okay, so now the second half of our little fight choreography here is the reaction. Now, a hit is only as good as its reaction because you can have the biggest, toughest, strongest guy in the world throw the most awesome looking punch in the world, and if it's a small, tiny little reaction, one, nobody believes it, and two, it makes that big giant guy look like a pansy. So Chase here actually has the more important part in this fight because he has to make Daphne look good. So let's see that punch again really nice and slow, and you're going to see a really good reaction from Chase. So as the punch comes in, it crosses that thread and he gives the reaction. Now let's see what a bad reaction looks like. She gets up, comes in with the punch, and he's way too late. So the timing for the person doing the reaction is absolutely crucial. You can be just a second late, but if you're a second early, it looks awful because then that punch, it's not going to sell. So let's see one more good reaction. Boom, perfect. So, as equally as important in the timing of the reaction is also the effort and the energy in the reaction. One, it has to be in the right direction. Two, it has to follow actual body mechanics. And three, it has to have an appropriate amount of energy into it. So let's see a bad reaction where your body mechanics don't work correctly. In action. So see, that was just horrible. Why would his face go up if he got punched sideways? Now let's see one where your body isn't connected in the right places. Why did his chest turn before his head turned? He got punched in the face. Now let's see one where the energy's all wrong. Action. See, that was just way off in multiple directions. One, he didn't go the right direction. Two, it wasn't with the appropriate amount of force. And three, his body mechanics didn't work. So let's see one last one where everything's right. His head goes the right direction, it goes with the right force, and the timing's on. Action. Nice. So there you have it. When we combine the elements of the golden thread theory, a good action, and an even better reaction, you have the components that make a really good fight scene. Well, I'd like to thank you for your help today, Chase.
My pleasure, man.
Oh! Later! So thanks for tuning in today, guys. We just wanted to show you a little bit of the principles and basics of stunt works, but that does not mean you should just go chucking yourself to the ground. We'll cover that in more videos. Now that also brings up an important part of when you should be doing your own stunts, when you should ask for help, and when you should seek out a qualified stunt performer to advise you on your project. If you're ever working on something and you're on set and they ask you to do something that you're not comfortable doing, you can say no. You can request a stunt double. You can request a stunt coordinator to be there to advise and keep you safe. There's no shame in it, and honestly, you're doing yourself a better service to ask for that. Now, if you want to get more interested in stunts yourself, feel free to check out the links that Daphne's going to fill you in on, and feel free to contact us, and stay tuned for more videos.
Thanks for watching. For more action tutorials, visit the Blue 8 MTT page, join the Blue 8 Facebook group, and check out our website. You can also email us at info@theblue8.com for information on our upcoming workshops. There's a lot of really great information on this site, so be sure to tune in to the tutorials from all of our affiliates at MTT. See you next time.